Don't you know? Banging our heads to the rhythm of the code. We don't care about dollars or the shiny blade. We're just falling to zero. It's all everything. Round tripping positions, that's how we roll. We won't make a dollar, we'll celebrate. We're the zero holders, our anthem we sing. Zero holders, our anthem we sing. Zero holders, we're the kings of the sea. The non-fungible is the live in the tree. We're all the zeros, our way to be.
Somehow got you in like a perfect frame there, Joe. It was good. It was artistic. Hang on, let me unmute. Hang on. Sorry. Boom. There we go. Got you guys. Good morning, guys. GMs.
GMs to you, dude. GM. What is it? Was it like good game? Good game, dude.
Good now. Good now, sir.
Good now.
Oh,
welcome.
Man, that brings back the memories, you know?
Oh, you got wrecked guys drink there, bro.
That's right. They sent me one.
Dude, me too. Yeah. Cheers.
Pretty fucking cool. Tastes great.
Thanks.
Love it.
This show brought to you by Wrecked Drinks. Your drink for everything.
Wrecked Drinks.
Favorite ever.
Wrecked Drinks for the win. Yay. Yeah. Well, I'm just going to doodle here while you guys run the show. Just going to be a casual
fucking maniac. All right. Let's start this thing.
Yeah, let's start it right.
Question for you guys, because I ask and I get mixed answers. I say, how is the audio? And everyone's like, great. Fucking, it's perfect. And then I go back and listen, and it's only coming out one channel. Like it's completely missing from one side.
We'll get it. In the next 10 years, we'll get it at some point.
It's the weirdest fucking... Does it sound correct right now, guys? It's in mono, but is it at least coming in both ears?
Yeah.
It's so great. It's so great. Anyways...
I think
Tuesday.
Hudah coming in both ears is a great start.
I didn't hear you.
He's making a jizz comment.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
You said both ears, and I said that's saucy.
I got you.
Yeah, he said
that.
that.
Guys, it's going to be that kind of show. It is. We got a feeling it's going to be that kind of fucking show.
Oh, nice.
It is what it is. Couple cool things I want to get to today. Off the grid. I've been avoiding this thing. I've been avoiding the off-the-grid game because it's already big enough. It doesn't need us to talk about it. It's getting big. There's, like, normal people out there who do YouTube and streaming and shit for a living that are playing the game. It's got a big old audience.
Wow.
But I'm curious, to be honest. I'm kind of curious what the hype is about. And more specifically, okay, it's big enough where I'm like, okay, is there an opportunity there?
Get to the goddamn thing. What are we doing here? You're making me fucking feel nervous with anticipation.
Yeah. Oh, that was the point. I want to see what are the NFTs about in Off the Grid, because again, I'm seeing streams out there from some big names. I want to check into that. Also, want to dive into a story about Coinbase, the Golden State Warriors. Actually, that's basically the whole story. I don't think we know anything else, but it's a cool story, and it feels maybe a little bit. I don't know. It feels like you remember 21 when the partnerships started happening, like the big brands or the big whatevers were I don't know. Feels a certain kind of way, but also that's just the new norm. I don't know. But we'll take a look at those stories. We'll dive into the crypto market. We'll peek at NFTs, although it's feeling cooked. Not in a good way. I don't know. We might just take a nap.
This is what we're in for, right? Like, we're going to get these little... Now, keep in mind, it was only 6-8 weeks ago that we were talking Bitcoin dipping down to... 49, 50,000, right? And we just wanted to see it hit 60.
Dude, that wasn't that long ago. That's fucking
it was in
wild.
August. Yeah, it was like August 1st. We'll just say, like, okay, 2.5 months ago, it was there.
How old
And
was
it
I?
was like, oh my gosh, if it could just hit like 60, that'd be great. Can we
Dude,
get to 60? Now we're talking about, can we hit 70 and stay there? And we've got support at like 65 to 67.
Yeah.
If we take that picture, it's good.
Yeah, but I want to feel better, Henry.
But what makes you feel better?
No, I'm only kidding. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even know what's happening right now. I don't know.
It's good. We had nodes ran for a bit, puppets, and like little run. We had Gizmo. We had Gizmo the cat. We've had some stuff out there that's done well. Based Angels. Like there's been stuff that's been running. Small gains. We're not in for this. Isn't the World Series yet? We're still.
Oh, I see what's happening. You're saying we're not back yet.
I feel like
We were back for 3 days, and now we're back to being not back.
Before and after the major earthquake, there's always tremors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like we're gonna get these little buildups. The ground is moving, but the big one hasn't hit yet. And I think we're just not quite there. I think we're in the we know what the aftershocks are called. What are the before shocks called? We're in the before shocks.
Tremors, dude.
Yeah.
Tremors. Did I tell you when I was in NYC and the earthquake hit? The earthquake of 2024, New York City?
I don't think so. What were you there for? Was that
NFT NYC?
okay?
It was in the hotel lobby when the earthquake hit.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it wasn't that special. I just thought it was the subway. But anyway, yeah, I think we're in the tremors, to Joe's point, and soon we will hit the big one.
So you know what's funny? Like just today, okay, past couple of days have felt like it's getting quieter again. Just today, I'm starting to feel things bubbling up in meme coins again. Just starting, and I'm not on top of it because man, you got to really be on top of it. And being kind of new to those cycles, when it's cooking, it's easy. You just can find wins all over the place. And when it's not, it really does take you being like really, really, really on top of it, which I'm not. So I'm hearing about some good shit that I'm sure most people have not quite heard yet, but I'm hearing about it, but after, like pretty well after the fact. Like I'm finding it hours later when it's already popped. And maybe some of this stuff has room to go, but I am seeing some stuff run the past day or two in a way that it hadn't in, maybe even just a few days before that. So keep my feelers out there. I'm going to dive back into the meme coin stuff tomorrow.
Not going to lie, I've been happy that it's been a little bit of a reprieve because I feel like when it starts going for weeks and I'm up at 2 a.m. checking shit coins, like I don't like it. I don't like it.
You just said it when it's going for weeks, and it's true. It feels so weird what we're talking about right now, as if we went on to some major journey for like years, and now we're back from the expedition or something like that. Like it was just a few days of good meme coining, and now it's exactly what it was before.
No, it was more than that though. It wasn't just a few. I think okay, so if I can maybe paint a small picture, it wasn't just a few days of good meme coining. It was that, but it was also Bitcoin in the last couple weeks running from the low 60s to I think support around 65, 66, almost hit 70. Coupled with like ordinals at least, which is maybe where I pay more attention to on the NFT side of things, but ordinals had a good run. Like nodes ran from 0.12 to 0.21. Puppets ran from 0.1, 0.13 up to like 0.189, 0.19. So I think it's all like it's like all three of those things were happening. We had action in shitters.
I know, I get it. It just it honestly feels a little bit like yesterday we're like, holy shit, man, we're so back. Let's get this going, y'all. Giveaway and things. And then today we're like, fuck, that was I'm not like sucks. That. And then tomorrow we're gonna be like, yo. It's kind of like when you're like dieting and you're like one day you lost some weight and you're like, holy shit, are my biceps massive? And then you eat like ice cream that night and you wake up the next day and you're like, look at this fucking disgusting fat all over my body. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
It just feels weird to be like, on these like mini cycle. Either we're back or we're not. We can't be back for 2 weeks and then not back.
Well, but that's what this space is. It's like we come back for a couple weeks and then it's cooled off for a month or two and then it's back for 3 weeks. Those were back periods. Like we're back for a year, but also in that year, man, you've got little sprints and then everybody stops and takes a breather and it gets annoying, but
also,
it is what it is.
we don't have the luxury of being so new that we don't know what's around the corner. Like back then, it was some anticipation of like, what's next? What's next? Like, what is it? Like, was today the day? I don't think anymore we get that. This is what it is right now. It's literally some things will run at some point. We get what just happened, and it just keeps going, and it
I'm just
doesn't
saying that,
slow
like,
down.
I feel you, but I was gonna say the exact opposite, meaning that like I feel like I haven't been here long enough to like if you were to tell me during the NFT cycle, we're back, we're early, we're all gonna make it, it's all happening now. That shit I mean, we were all getting jobs. You know, it wasn't like weekly. It was like fucking a long stretch of years, right?
Yeah.
Like it was years. Like that's what I'm talking about, like that type of thing. So you're right, you know what I mean? But like I just when I think of like we're back or whatever, I think of like long term we're back. You know what I mean? I don't feel like these kind of like these graph sort of vibes is what I'm talking about. And
You know what,
but that's
though?
what our show is. Our show is a daily snapshot of what is happening, and so it's going to feel this way. So you know, I get it. I'm just saying it's funny.
Yeah, but a
That
year
kind
ago
of
we were.
back- Go ahead, Henry.
No, I was just gonna say a year ago we were at 18,000, 20,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that's one thing, but like to take that as like a cycle compared to NFTs when like you could throw a fucking ETH into any pool and you would get like a fucking giant tuna jumping back at you every single time. Like it's just there's no comparison, dude. There was like I was a multi-billionaire at that point. You had 3 wives and your toilet was made of gold. Hudah wasn't redheaded at that point. He was blonde. His name wasn't Hudah. It was Johansson. And I mean, like shit was different for long periods of time.
Yeah.
Now look at us. We're fucking poor pieces of shit, degenerate fuckers. That's
Dude,
all.
I don't think we
God
see
knows.
that this cycle either.
Yeah.
I don't think I think that's a whole cycle away, 5 years off till we get something silly like that again.
And just to your point about like Bitcoin being whatever, ETH was freaking 4,300 at that point. Like, so we're talking everything was cooking, baby. We were cooking NFTs. We were cooking prices of the majors. We were cooking everything, dude. It was just fucking crazy.
Do we? I feel like we have to have the talk, Joe. Like
You were on Epstein Island. I mean, it was crazy.
I didn't realize that you were still thinking that was coming. I have literally dumped that from my memory. No, Joe, we're not going back, bro.
I was waiting for that.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't realize like that's
sorry.
where you thought the plane was heading
That's
because
right.
it's not. Yeah. We're not getting out in Dubai. We're getting out in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh,
But we came from Guatemala, so it's still like it's still okay.
Okay. My expectations have now been my expectations are now correct. I appreciate that tailoring of it. So thank you guys. I needed that.
I'm pretty sure Hudah still thinks that at some point we get on that plane and we are heading to Dubai.
In 5 years.
Okay, I can believe that. It's like the
You know what it
vacation I
is?
tell my kids we're eventually going to go on, even though like I know we're not.
I'll
I'll
come
get
to terms with that. We're not going to get an NFT cycle. We're not. We're going to get NFTs having fun. We're going to have some fun. I think art still is going to cook again, but like a cycle like that, I think happens the exact same way. But I think it's like I've said before. I think it's when metaverses are actually here, when there is a metaverse and those kind of same assets cook again. I think it's next cycle, 5 years of building out other side or whatever it's going to be. But it's,
I got to grab this call real quick. Sorry.
Yeah.
Meme coins is a different beast, dude. It's totally it's harder. You know what I mean? Like it is. You gotta you know it's a different game. So I don't know. I'm just whatever.
Timing here's a bummer because I think Henry's going to like this, but
Yeah.
breaking news. Joe, the footage yesterday of Trump at McDonald's was fake. I don't know if
What?
you know that. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
It was fake. We got the real footage of Trump at McDonald's now.
Okay, cool. I think I've seen this AI shit.
So this is the real footage. Echo alert here, I think.
Yeah. Dude, AI is crazy, man.
I love it. You know what's funny too, though? Actually, it's come far enough that when you see shitty AI, You're like, it's shitty. You know what I mean? Like that now looks like you're like, oh, I probably could have done that in 15 minutes.
It's
But
crazy.
whatever. I appreciate it. But that wasn't AI. That's the thing here. Yesterday was AI. That was real.
That was real, man.
Yeah,
That was fucking real. All
that
right.
was real. Trump's gonna be on Rogan officially.
Cool.
Yeah, apparently they're shooting Friday. Again, I'm doing this while Henry's away because he'll lose it. We'll lose him for the episode. He'll be so fucking excited.
He would have to leave and jerk off if he was here. He'd be
In
like,
fact,
"Oh, let's pause this part real quick."
Yeah, he saw the agenda. Actually, he knew it was coming and couldn't wait.
Here's my impression. You want to hear my
Do
impression?
you want to be? Hang on. Can I put up the news of Trump on Rogan and you be Henry?
Yeah. Hold on.
All right.
Tell me when to go.
Guys, you're not going to believe this, but Friday, Donald Trump on Joe Rogan. We've all been waiting for it. Henry, I know you're excited.
Hold on 1 second. Trump.
Oh, no.
Republican.
Oh, no. Wow.
That's my
So
impression.
you happy, Henry?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, yeah. I'm really happy. Yeah, that was good.
I hope he's listening in and he's dying on the phone right now. But probably not.
Missing that.
Anyway, I hope our girl Kamala's on.
Yeah,
Separately.
I heard
would
that
like
they
her on
were-
that one, but
I heard that they were gonna have her on there. I guess, but
they were what? Wait, that she was going to be on?
yeah, people getting all upset by it, so they were like, "Oh,
Oh, that's stupid.
yeah, it was kind of stupid." They're like, I'm never watching Rogan again.
This is a coin I've been hearing about all day today, and it already it's cooked quite a bit from this morning. $22 million market cap. Flavia. I don't know the story. Some influential dude behind it. It is an AI token, but it's definitely cooking right now. Just putting it on the screen, so if anybody's interested, you dig into it. I'll look into it tonight or tomorrow, but putting it up there in case it's a thing, just in case. But like, you know where I was saying, like, it feels like stuff's bouncing back. Like Goat got back to 500 mil, dude. Like it's you know, like this little cooling off period was just a matter of days. It seems like stuff's kind of cooking again, man. Look at it. Holy shit, dude.
Okay.
520 mil. All-time high? Yeah, all-time high for Goat. Jesus
Whoa.
Christ.
Fucking I just retweeted. Sorry, it's taking me a second.
I'm feeling like way underexposed here
I know.
to everything. Although it's like just that little taste over, the past month or whatever, just saw how fast and furious they come.
Yeah, I mean, you are best friends with Murad now, so I mean,
Best
you should have
buds.
been, besties,
Best fucking buds.
non-fungible idiots together.
Yeah. Pump Fun launched a video platform today too. Tokenize a video. Some of those are taking off, like memes and shit. Some who is it? Blazin probably's happy about this, but there's a Rickroll one, which he's all about the Rickroll rune. But the Rickroll Pump Fun videos cooking, I guess, too. So yeah, stuff's I think it's waking back up. A couple days of sleepy meme coins, but yeah, we're fucking back maybe like 520. Then this looks like it's about to cook. Like kind of crazy. Okay. You're not a gamer, right, Joe?
I'm sort of am. I mean, I've been playing Zelda. Does that count?
Kinda.
I've been playing Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, which one is that? Hang on. Newest one? Well, there's a new one actually where you play as actual Zelda, not Link. But
No, I'm playing as Link.
okay, Tears of the Kingdom, last one on the Switch, right? So if it's the one I'm thinking of, last game.
I don't know. I don't know. There's so many. It's hard to tell. I think it's close to being the last one.
You don't play shooters though, because Off the Grid is like.
I'm so
They pull
sorry,
out
dude.
pretty-
I can't play shooters because my son, dude, I'm not trying to teach him. Like all he does is like, oh, he's like, kill this. I'm going to get dead. It just hearing a 5-year-old say things like that. Like I try to like be a good parent and like kind of dampen that a little bit. So I'm like, can you just say like destroy or crushed or something like that? Like, so I do play shooters. I just haven't been able to play recently.
Did you say he's dropping F-bombs?
I don't think he's dropped. He has, but it's
the cutest ever.
Yeah, it's all right.
When little kids drop F-bombs is cute.
Okay.
When my kids' birthdays, I let them unlock a new swear. It's
Is
my
that
favorite
true?
Yeah, it is. It is actually true, and I love hearing my kids swear. It's one of my favorite things.
Well, okay.
One of them's getting a little out of control. My 13-year-old, she loves it. She fucking loves it. So maybe it was a bad idea. Maybe,
Yeah, I mean,
but
try
she's
to be
happy. She smiles.
try to be a good parent. Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you?
Off the grid, Tim the Tap Man used to be like best buds with like Dr. Disrespect, but he's like that tier of streamer, right? Like he's one of the biggest streamers out there. I think he is. Like I don't watch this stuff too much, but I think he's one of the biggest streamers out there. But he streams this game all the time now, off the grid. Is he not playing now? What the fuck, dude? Okay, he's not playing right now. He's just playing like 20 minutes ago, and I wanted to watch a little. But the game's looking a little spicy, and actually, Avalanche is doing some shit, man. Wait, what?
Avalanche?
Avalanche, the Avalanche blockchain. Well, speaking of which, they had some news. The chain this morning partnering with Visa for a credit card or whatever you can spend your crypto with, which is cool. One of those things that used to move the needle doesn't anymore. It's normal, but
Yeah.
it's funny. It's like the news breaks, and you're like, whatever. But
yeah. Sorry.
no, but it is cool. It's cool for Avalanche, someone who. I don't know. I actually thought Avalanche was maybe cooked a little bit, but they're not.
Do you know why it doesn't move the needle?
Hmm.
Well, you know why it doesn't move the needle.
Maybe I don't. I don't know.
Well, because nobody cares about that. Like, who cares?
Wow.
There's no. Yeah, that's it. There's no gains involved, right?
Oh, right, right.
Like, there's no gains. So, like, yeah, that's great for you, the blockchain. Me, the holder. What do I care? Like, we're here to 1000x on a shitter.
Well, so why did it used to matter? Is it because you thought, oh my God, now people are going to come and buy my tokens?
Yes. Yeah. It used to matter because we had no idea how it all worked. It was all being discovered.
It was someone dumping milk on their head while selling their shit behind the scenes, right? Like we all love the tech, we all love the space, but we all are trying to fucking cash in.
We actually thought we believed that there was going to be a metaverse. Maybe it was a sandbox. Probably wasn't crypto voxels, but you were going to like hang out in there. You were going to like take part, and your community was going to take part in this experience all the time. Stores were going to be in there. Donald Trump working at McDonald's was going to be in there.
You say Donald Trump? Oh, what's going on under your seat? That's disgusting, Henry. You fucking pervert.
This video is hilarious, by the way.
It's fucking great.
He's going on Rogan on Friday.
Wow.
Holy shit.
It's almost like you weren't here for.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
It's all right, dude. No, yeah, we were talking about that. And I was.
You talked about that while I was on the phone. I mean, that was only like a 3-minute phone.
Not only that, when I was doing this, that was me doing an impression of you hearing about Trump's news, going away from your camera, jerking off, and then coming back. So that was.
You missed a lot. You did in that 2 minutes you were gone.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I am happy to hear him go on Rogan because, like, I like Rogan, and I think like it.
You like Rogan? You like Rogan? No shit. That's interesting.
I think he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
He says big words.
If you say you like Jordan Peterson, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I do like Jordan Peterson.
You do what?
Wait, are you trolling me or are you?
Yeah, I'm trolling you, dude. Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay, honest question though is because I thought Terrence Howard was like smart, and then I found out like he is smart, but maybe misguided.
I'm sure he's smart. Yeah, I'm sure he's smart.
Jordan Peterson, when I hear him, I'm like, oh, he's got some thoughts that like they resonate. I know that a lot of the attacks on him are that he's like misogynistic but like. Yeah. Do you think most of what he says is garbage, or is there some of it where you're like, no, I can get that?
I honestly, I'm so sick of like kind of being nice about fucking dumb fucking assholes that like, I'm going to say like, I don't dig the guy. I'm sure he's smart or what. I just don't want to fucking hear these fucking dumb fucks talk about whatever the fuck, like intellectualizing shit. I'm so sick of hearing that. Give me a guy that's talking about like, farting and taking a giant shit over that any day. I'm just saying.
Really?
Yeah.
Is Rogan in the same category?
Yeah, I'm sick of Rogan, dude. I'm sick of him. Well, I don't even listen to him, so I don't even know how I'm sick of the guy. Like, the guy is like, his how long are his fucking I haven't listened to
Too long. Too long.
They're like
3.5 hours.
It's crazy. And honestly, he was like, not my favorite comedian. And he made a bunch of guys famous that are like fucking not my favorite comedians, to be honest with you. Like, it's just so yeah, not my thing, dude. I think they're all shitty. And
They give you like Thread Guy vibes.
not even like, because they're Thread Guy's at least like young. He has the excuse of being young. You know what I mean? Like, it's more of like MMA guy, like fucking alpha male bullshit. When it's like they think alpha male is being able to like kick ass and don't call me gay and do all this stuff. I find alpha male being like, I say what the fuck I want. I think what the fuck I want. I can, joke about my cock and other people's cocks. And it's not because I'm gay. It's because I'm comfortable enough to fucking do it. So that's I like that type of vibe more so than like, I'm lifting weights today and I'm going to do my MMA and I'm going to eat strictly meat off of a bone that's raw. And you know what I mean? Like, it's that whole fucking liver shit, all that is fucking.
Let me ask you this, because I'm actually curious. I'm not actually trying to push buttons.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not smiling. I'm only smiling because Hudah cracked it.
Okay, now I'm ready for you.
Yeah, no, I'm because like that kind of stuff is not really what I hear on his show. I'm not a daily listener.
Sure. Yeah.
So like, are there specific things that he does, or like in interviews, specific views he has on things that you're just like, nah, I just like do not agree with this?
No. Okay. So I was talking with my wife about this because I like to talk the female version. I like to get the female view on it. No. We were talking about it. Is like she was into like psychedelics and shit like that, and Joe Rogan was kind of into.
Wait, your wife
that.
is?
Yeah.
Oh, cool
she
shit.
is or was?
She probably was. I mean, she's had two kids.
Yeah. Fair.
She's not fucking doing ayahuasca and.
No. Dude, you guys should come up and let's do some DMT, man.
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
yes.
Continue.
Yes. No, so he was kind of into that type of thing. Like, and I wasn't into that, to be honest with you, but I can listen to like some psychedelic stories. Like, I think that's interesting. And I think that he kind of has stumbled into what makes him money, right? Like, and it is that kind of like, that sort of vibe of like, alpha type shit, the alpha vibe. And so now it's kind of gotten to like conspiracy theories. It's kind of gotten into all this kind of weird fucking nonsense shit. And he's probably embraced it a little bit too much because he's got to fucking do that. And so, yeah, I just.
But is there like anything he's like, is there a view he has that you're like, no, he just, I don't want to say cross the line, but it's things like this that I just.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. How about this one? If I'm being perfectly honest, there's a couple. The one that I would say is that like he drops, like when he was like dropping the N bomb, and there was like a bunch of like clips of him doing that, and then he goes on, he's like, dude, I was just joking and it was like fun, and I was like, there's a context for it, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, shut the fuck up, like it's just kind of annoying me more than anything else. Like, it's the kind of shit that I dealt with my entire fucking life, and so that bothered me. But his views, no, I mean, his views are kind of just what I feel is like a very common view nowadays, right? But I don't believe a lot of the shit that he says. So yeah. So I would say this, it bores me a little bit what he's saying at this point. And so like his views bore me. Like he was saying, and as we have our show, obviously you're going to say shit that's dumb and incorrect just because it's the sake of saying it. Like, how many clips have we shown where like the next day it comes out like, oh yeah, that's completely made up, and we showed like, it's someone saying like, oh, Trump said he smacked a baby that was a Mexican baby across the face and then made it bleed. And then like the actual context was like something completely different, like, and so Rogan like saying like, oh, he knew someone who kid was like, the school was making them have like a fucking milk bowl for the kid to drink out of, or a toilet that's for cats or something like that, and then it comes out that it's complete nonsense. You know what I mean? Like he just fucking lies. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, okay, well it's a fucking lie, dude. What do you want me to do? Deal with that shit? Like I don't. It's just annoying, and it's veiled behind his beliefs and all this other shit. So, not into it. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think in a very vague roundabout way, yes, but I understand where you're.
Okay, he's a very alpha dude who has alpha dude takes that is annoying for me to fucking hear because I hear it my entire life, and and the N-word thing and justifying it is probably the most crystallized version that I can give you on why that's fucking annoying.
Well, I might have to rock your world a little then, Joe. A little. It's not really going to rock your world, but I think your take on what happened, like how he reacted to it, is maybe not right.
Well, he apologized. I know that.
Well, he apologized, and more, he came out and said, like, I thought maybe it was fine in context. He's like, it sounded fucking awful. I can't believe
you see his stand-up? Did you see his stand-up routine where he talked about it again?
Yeah. Stand-up, I'm always, you
give it a grain of salt because it's stand-up.
Partially, I never like when I hear comedians say that they're the ones who have a license to say whatever because they're comedians and that's what they're supposed to do. I kind of think that's part bullshit, but also I just remember him coming out and saying, like, apologizing.
I remember.
At first, not apologizing, I don't think the way he should, but apologizing, then being like, it was awful. Like, I heard it and I'm like, wow, I can't believe it was like that.
Hudah, I will say this. I heard all of that and I still maintain my view on it because because of the stand-up, he's still holding on to that shit, right? And it's like there's a context in which he thinks that it's funny. Like you can say things that are, that if it's done right, then it's funny. So I get it. I agree with it. Like my dealing with growing up with pretty much all the only Asian guy in all my schools, and then letting everyone make fun of Asians all the time was to be like, I'm gonna roll with the punches. I'm gonna think it's funny. I'm gonna joke with them. Eventually, maybe they'll realize like, oh, Joe's not just this Asian dude that whatever. Like he's more than that. And maybe my views on Asian people is fucking skewed or whatever. That doesn't work, right? Like it just doesn't. If you just let shit go all the time, they think it's okay to do that shit, and it's just and it just never gets better. So that type of shit is what I'm talking with Rogan. Rogan is like, he drops it, he apologized because obviously he has to, because whatever. Do I think he's serious? Nah, not really. And do I think he will get better on that? Probably not really. And I don't think someone that is okay with that is the type of dude that I want to roll with. That's all I'm saying.
So yeah, fair. Probably won't. I'm gonna tune in whenever it goes live. I want to hear hear the interview just to.
Yeah, no, you should. I'm not saying don't listen to it. I'm saying I don't like Joe Rogan all that. I don't hate the guy. I just don't like him that much.
I was thinking about you yesterday when did you see the stuff with Mark Cuban? A
little bit. I don't think.
Specifically, because there was a couple things with Mark Cuban. One was that he had come out saying like he would oppose Harris on taxing unrealized capital gains, along with a couple other things. But he basically said like if Trump was elected and Trump wanted him to help in his administration, he would, because he's America first. And I was like,
that's cool.
I like that. Like I like that. Because I don't think I've ever said I hated Cuban.
No, I don't think you said you liked the guy.
Yeah. That I did like him.
Yeah.
And
by the way, just as we're on the subject, do you have more to say? I'm sorry, I don't want to.
No. I was just gonna say, like, I'm happy to see that somebody can just put politics aside, maybe, to do what they think is actually good for, the country.
Yeah. And I'll say this is probably why I don't like that, like, Trump ain't on my radar either, is because, like, you can't just go around saying some shit and then apologize or say like it was a joke. Like, that's Trump's thing, is like, oh, he wasn't serious, he was joking about that. Or just, that type of vibe. I can't roll with that. There's lines that I have that you cross it and I'm not going to like support you. I might not like fucking hate you, but I'm not going to like support that. And I'm not going to like go with it. So
Yeah.
I've done that enough in my life. And there's friends of mine that I actually that are like, you know, they're like family at this point that say dumb shit still. And I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna like fight that battle every single day. But you know, with new shit, I'm not really gonna fuck around with it. I'm not gonna like deal with a level of bullshit that I don't have to at this point.
You know what's no, I get that. Obviously, I didn't grow up with a lot of Asian friends. In fact, I might even say you might be. I mean, aside from like people in Web3 that like
Right.
I don't really know that well, I would say you're probably like my one Asian friend.
That's crazy.
But okay, what's interesting is like in the area that I live in Buffalo, there's a lot of Asians. And I
Right.
mean like all, you know, whether they're Pakistani or you know, Indian or
Sure.
but maybe it's just because the area I'm in, Asian people are like held in high regard. Like I don't hear crap talking about
Sure.
them, but I know it happens, of course, right?
Yeah. I mean, so it's like this, dude. You grew up around the same time I did, right?
Yes.
And in school, right? When we grew up, when we were in like grade school, making fun of Asians was like the basic stereotypes of whatever it was. Small dicks, being smart, being short, whatever it was. Like liking math, being a tourist, like that type shit.
Yeah.
And like Polish jokes and like all that was like fucking everyday type of stuff, right? Like that was just so not even like we were
Very
unaware
normal.
that was not only was it normal, it was embraced in like the comedy of the day. You know what I mean? Like, and so like, you know, people might not think that it's whatever, but like even my friends, like when I was in college, like the first day, someone was like, "Yo, let's order some apologies, chink food," and I was like, "Oh, great," you know what I mean? Like I just have to deal with that a lot on a pretty consistent basis. So it's just fucking annoying, you know what I mean? And it's like I'm friends with that guy to this day, and I joke with him about that, like you're a fucking, and you know, like, but he's from Boston. He's a fucking maniac dude that just it's ingrained in him, that type of shit. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay.
Have you told us stories about this guy before? Like, not without naming names, because I don't think you named it then, but like you've told us about this maniac friend of yours before, I think.
I've got many maniac friends. I mean,
Did you rename yourself Joe Rogan, or did Hudah do that to you?
Hudah did it. Hudah did it.
I think
but yeah.
Gravity or Lemon said it in the chat. I'm like, how can we not?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, all that to say, like, I'm not a fan of Rogan.
Yeah, fair take. Fair take.
All right,
And
now on to
that's the show.
Peterson.
That's the show. I have a question for Hudah at the end. It's alien stuff, so
Dude, there's some alien shit coming.
Yeah. Did you listen to? Have you read the article about Bashar? Does that ring any bell?
No.
The Bashar of, I believe the species are called the new.
Yes, yeah. No, I watched I watched the teaser. Should we play it after?
I think so, man. It's wild.
Yeah. We'll play that.
Okay.
There's are we good with Rogan? Do we?
Let me bounce one back to my Caucasian friend Henry or Hudah. Like one of the things about the movement of Joe Rogan, and I wouldn't call this the movement of Joe Rogan, but like is like the political correctness, the wokeness is such a bummer for people to deal with, right? And I think that a lot of that has to do with like, oh, if I want to make Asian jokes, or I want to make derogatory things about a chick, or saying all that stuff, or saying retarded, or saying any of that, is that a bummer for you? Is that kind of like, is that important?
Yes.
Is that like, hey, woke is fucking so lame because I can't rip on somebody?
Yes, it's overbearing, but here's the thing. It's also necessary. Like the push from one side that caused the wokeness, right? The wokeness happened for a reason. The other part was overbearing. The wokeness is pushing back. That is also overbearing, or actually is already swung back the other way, or starting to. For a while it was overbearing, where it was like, yeah, it became obnoxious, and also understanding where it comes from. I just think there's a lot of people that leaned into the wokeness who also didn't understand it enough, and it just became everything,
Right.
everything. But again, I think maybe ultimately it was needed and it's important and it matters and it's based in something that does fucking matter a lot. But overbearing for a while, for fucking sure.
Henry, you got any thoughts or no?
I mean, I think I tend to agree with most of that, and also with like what you're saying, Joe. I think, listen, we have a right to be able to say what you want, and people have the right to be able to push back against it and not support you because of what you believe or because of what you say. I think to your point, like to me, the racist stuff has no place. Like that should just be, when I say out of bounds, like you should be able to say it, but then there should be repercussions if people decide that that's not acceptable.
I think that this is where this kind of ties into the politics. Is my view is that Trump has crossed those lines and that it is unacceptable. And so when I hear a lot of people kind of be like, "Oh, I'm still voting for him," it shows me that it is acceptable. You know what I mean? That it is something where it's easier for some guy that's not in the minority or an Asian to be like, well, I'm going to overlook that. It's not a huge deal for me for whatever reason, rather than if you are Muslim and he does a Muslim ban, or if you're Mexican and he calling you a rapist or something like that. Like that is more personalized for them in some circumstances.
I think what's hard with some of these topics is like, to Hudah's point of it, like swinging so far one way or the other versus just being in the middle. It's like, I think now there's a lot of people who wouldn't agree that if somebody, let's say a transgender person wants to be called he or she or whatever, that they take such offense to it to the point where it becomes absurd on both sides at times, depending on who it is. And to me, I'm just like, I don't care if you are a biological man and you want to be called her. I don't care. I'll call you her. I'm not going to be disrespectful. As long as like that person's also cool. Like if somebody misspeaks, that they're not just sitting there with the camera waiting. But
it's so scary. It's almost like you're on completely agree. Sometimes you're on the show where it's like captured like forever. So you almost have to be almost overly things. And you shouldn't feel that way because like you said, I'm with you, brother. I'm like, if someone wants to be called whatever, I totally respect that. And I'm hip to that. And I love it. But if I say something that's stupid, I prefer it to be handled in a way that's like, oh, dude, I know that you didn't mean that or whatever, or not even say anything sometimes. Like, just let that shit slide because I don't want it to be such eggshelliness around everybody. And I think that happens. And to certain people, it pushes them in a direction that is against being inclusive and against what they're actually trying to do.
Yeah.
So I'm with you.
I think that idea then slowly led to like something that I have an issue with, which is when men biological, I realize this whole topic, it's like, well, what's a biological man? But when you have men that are playing women's sports because they identify as a woman. So to me, I'm like, the issue starts as like, hey, I want to be called her. And I don't want to say normal people, but tolerant people are like, no problem. Like, I'm not going to ruin my day over your pronoun. I don't care.
But it gets to the place that you're talking about that it's a little bit more intense.
Then it gets to a place where it's like, okay, well, this to me is like a line where I'm like, yeah, that doesn't seem the same thing as, hey, you want to be, called her or Mrs. And I think that's what's happened is like, as things have tend to like push the line a little bit, people are like, whoa. We're just going too far.
I hear you with that. I would say that, like, I think the day and age that we live in now, those topics are kind of hand selected for you to be offended by. Okay. And then they find the thing to be offended by and say, hey, look, it's happening. That's kind of like the Joe Rogan thing that I was pissed about, where he's like, they have to have a cat bathroom, which didn't end up being true. And I think one of the things was, and I didn't do my investigating on this, but like if a trans man wants to play man sports in high school, like maybe I'm okay with that, right? But like if it gets to the Olympics, then there's a conversation that might need to be had. And I think that the boxer that we had, there was a big to do about that. And so
I
think that was probably such a rare occurrence, and we still don't necessarily know because we're not experts. And if we were that concerned about it, we should probably like let the experts kind of deal with it and then let us know what it is. But we have every political Nimrod in the world wanting us to feel anger about it, presenting it in a way that's like, fuck you, get pissed at the other side for doing that. I think
and could probably name almost nobody who's had to encounter this problem in their life.
Nobody.
Right.
And
So I agree with
do,
you.
And the problems we do encounter, like at this point, it's getting to the point where most people know somebody affected by gun violence. We don't give a shit about that, but we give a shit about the one thing that's happening halfway around the world that we don't even know how true it is, but it's all anybody talks about. And then it's even deeper because then, to the experts' point, nobody even trusts the experts anymore. It's a fucking mess.
And we've talked about this. Henry is a gun owner. I'm sure there's other gun owners like on the show as well that that think that there can be done to keep things a little bit more safe, but we get into a politicized way where we can't do that.
Can you believe that as and this is one of the things that like really pisses my wife off about the election, because she's like, all I hear about is funding for other countries, illegal immigrants coming in. She's like, how come we don't hear anybody talking about our kids that are going to school and have the chance of being shot? She's like, how come that's not like the number one issue? We're sending millions or billions of dollars. She's like, I don't care about any of that stuff. Stop sending money to anybody until we fix this problem that we have here. And I'm like, no, it's totally valid, but that shit doesn't move the needle at all. And it's sad and it's broken because like as a gun owner,
well, you know what's weird, Henry, is that it's probably gotten to a point where someone like yourself, someone like myself, even more nutty sort of gun rights advocates, I think that something's like 80% of people in America think that reasonable gun legislation should occur. So it's not as politicized as it should be. And since it doesn't cause such a divide in the country, maybe it's not as
they don't touch it.
Not as important to the politics to do that. It's kind of like global warming a little bit, right? Like it's kind of gotten to the point where like both sides kind of agree, which it pisses me off because like the Republicans are just getting away with that type of thing. And now like, it's kind of like, if I was a Democrat, I'd be like, now that global warming is happening all over the place all the time, or climate change, or whatever you want to call it. Of course, we have to call it something because someone's going to make it weird, but that type of thing is less controversial. And so we don't hit it as much as we should. And I don't know. The thing about Trump that sucks for me is that like, if I was a Trump guy, I'm assuming I'd be right-wing leaning. Like he's basically fucked over so many of the things that make Republican guys typically happy. Like Bud Light, there was like canceling of that. Harley Davidson's, there was canceling of that. Football, there was canceling of that. Like all the shit that was like quote unquote what Republican right-leaning dudes were into, he would made them kind of like have to rally and cancel that. It's mind-blowing to me. So it's like, it's crazy.
Yeah. And we butchered the show today, didn't we?
Yeah, we definitely did.
That's the beauty of the show. The show goes where the show goes, you know?
Yeah.
I'll hit on this then real quick, at least just because I'm watching. This is live. Dude, it's just fucking impressive. 227,000 views on this video live right now, just on X. He's also on YouTube, right? This game has definitely cracked another like level of mainstream. It's
and like what's, you know, if you're playing this for profits, you're collecting what, the loot?
This is cool. Okay, and that's what I dug into today because I had to understand what's the opportunity, what's the NFT component, and I like this. I don't know if this is not going to make you rich. I don't think, maybe one day, but okay, you collect loot in the game. There is a token that's going to be introduced. It's on their test net right now. But if you collect something in the game, it's not automatically an NFT. You have to go through a validation process to have it actually minted as an NFT, and then you can trade it with people and you can sell it on a marketplace and stuff. To get it validated, you have to go to like a node owner, and you know where this is going, I think. Then there's 10,000 nodes. People own the nodes, and when people go validate an item with you, you get a cut of some kind of transaction fee there. I like that. I think that's a pretty clever way of doing it.
How much is a node?
I don't think $2,000 or something right now, so less than an ETH. Is that enough to make it worth your while at this point? I don't know, because I did hear a good take as in, which was these battle royale games. Like if this came out a few years ago when this stuff was really cooking, like they're still hot games, right? But it probably would have moved the needle a lot more a few years ago than it coming out like right now. That said, people really like the game, and I think that's a really clever way of introducing NFTs. I really think that's clever, to have the node, you get your cut that way. I think it's cool. It's interesting, and maybe that's just a blueprint others follow down the road. If this isn't the game that does it, even the big audience it has, somebody else can copy that because I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Have you played? Has anyone played this?
Yes, but earlier on when it was much shittier.
Yeah.
And it's cool. And every so often, I don't game a ton at all anymore. It's definitely the kind of game, if I'm in game mode, I would play.
Yeah, it looks.
Dude, I've always wanted to get this show into game mode every so often. Do like a community gaming night or something would be a ton of fucking fun. But it's
looks
a cool
legit.
game.
It looks like a game that I'd be like, oh, this is a fun game to play. Axie Infinity, those games, I'd be like, no, I'm not into it. So that's great.
Dude, very like Fortnite, battle royale stuff. 60 whatever players run around and blow each other's heads off. And
you know what?
People love this shit.
NFT game needs to have two things. It has to have a story mode, and then it has to have like a land where like the other side that you can roam everywhere, like that type of shit. You need both of those things. You can have, like roaming around just sucks sometimes. You know what I mean? Unless it's done well.
It depends on like the point of it and stuff. I like roaming around stuff, especially, this probably goes back to when I did game more. I'd get so stoned and I'd play games and then I would get lost and I could never do story games because I could not keep track of where I was at and where I'd been, and I can't do maps and stuff. So I kind of like just go in and just stand around and walk over there and look at the thing. I like that stuff. I really do think
look at the thing.
That's all I do. I get so stupid when I play games now. That's why like Binding Isaac is my favorite game. You play it in 10-20 minutes, you're done, game over. I really do think AR VR still is what opens this stuff up. For whatever reason, I think it does. Even just sitting around hanging, like I've told you guys, I haven't done this in probably a year, but I used to put on the headset and like watch a show with my buddy. Just sit around in a virtual environment. And at that point, I would probably invest in like shit to decorate the environment, the room, whatever. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We're a bit off from this stuff really cooking, but this is our best example yet.
Yeah.
And the fact that a guy like him is playing it. And I don't know his thoughts on the NFT side. I'm not sure at all. Ninja plays this too, right? He's a cooked influencer. Like he doesn't matter now, but still guys at that level playing this is pretty good. At least get a good taste in their mouth for crypto. They're like, oh, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. In fact, they don't even have to touch crypto. So
see, okay, so here's what I would say. First of all, off the grid, who is that by? Like is there a project that's associated with this?
Yeah. I can't remember their name. And they're former like game devs of
is it
Far
Parallel or
Cry
whatever?
and no, totally different. Totally. And I'm actually watching to see if they do something interesting because they've been doing a lot of cool shit. But no, not them.
I wanted to say that like this is what I was expecting every single game that the NFT projects were going to be doing. This is what I was expecting. And I was expecting one to just be like real sick. And the fact that we don't get that is kind of insulting. So if these guys are able to do that, that's really cool. And I would hope that it plays as well as it looks. And so, yeah, I mean,
here's what's going to rock people. By the time that happens and they all look this good, there's going to be so many of them. I've been saying for a while, I think the people think they're going to retire off gaming stuff, like gaming Web3 shit, the NFTs and crypto. I swear, dude, there's going to be so many like this that are excellent, fucking excellent. There's going to be so many. It's going to be so watered down. It's not going to be what people are picturing. It's going to be everywhere, but the value there, it's not going to do much for people. It'll be like more realistic prices that normal people are accustomed to. And every so often you have like little speculative bubbles that pop up too, like we always see. But
yeah,
for the most part, like what you see with this is what it's going to look like. You know, a node that costs a couple grand that somebody maybe makes a few $100, maybe a couple grand a year from. And that's not bad. That's pretty awesome. But it's not going to change more than some people. It'll change their life, but it's not going to be a lot of people.
I wonder what this guy's saying about it. This guy's a legit influencer gamer guy.
Big time. Big time. Let's listen real quick.
I've gotten one win today. Hey, at least I got a win during the ad, right?
And I assume he's just mostly going to talk like he would about any game he's playing. Like it's just a normal game to him.
Like
Wow, they really got a skin of you in the game. There's one for Tyler. Ninya. I would like to get another win, but that is the one thing. I mean, since doing the ads by myself, you know, I didn't play with Tyler or Jack or Seth on these last 2 ads. Playing with a teammate is like playing with a squad. Makes it a
Yeah, just talking normal game stuff. I bet you though we see like crypto gaming tournaments, like a Web3 game
Should
with
we-
Web3 crypto kind of rewards and stuff, and you know probably
Should
goes
we
back to-
become teammates and become a badass team
Yeah.
now? So like when it does get big, we're able to like kind of infiltrate and be like important to this fucking ecosystem.
probably have to pick a different game, but yeah, that'd probably be smart for other games out there. Yeah,
Why can't we pick this one? You think there's not enough? There's not a lot of people playing this, is there?
there's a lot. I think it's one of the top games out there right now. Like let's say
NFT?
top 20 games. It's that big.
NFT games or
Games like in the world.
oh really?
It's pretty fucking big.
Oh,
Let
okay,
me-
so
let
hold on. Is this is primarily a game? It's not like this isn't like the Yuga Labs game, right? This is a game that came out that then has NFTs associated with it. Is that fair to say?
I mean, it was developed as a Web3 game.
Was it? Okay,
Yeah.
that's
It's
cool.
just that yeah, I think it's like I was saying, it's just that this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be underwhelming to people.
Yeah, and it should be. That's good.
That's how you normalize the shit. Again, something will pop up here and there that really does blow people the fuck away. And the money, there'll be a money thing that does win over these guys. Like, oh shit, wait, you mean I could make it? But that's just gonna be here and there, just here and there.
Yeah, there's going to be a game, and I think I forget. I think FaZe Banks was saying it. Even if it's not this game, there's going to be a game in which someone's going to want the gold car that has a dick on it or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
dude,
and
that's the most important. That's it. If it's Grand Theft Auto, it has to be like we were talking about, like the overworld, like a place to hang out. It has to be that because property is different, right? Like you'll value a home you can live in and go back to any time of the day, more than you will like a skin for your gun or something. You know what I mean? Like actual property and the car, like you said, and certain like rare clothes. That stuff will do better financially than anything in here, I think.
yeah, you know what I think with one of the major issues, and I'm just thinking of this now, and it's genius, so just bear with me. One of the things that we're missing with a lot of these sort of like roam around sort of games is something fun to do while you're there. Like you're in all those other worlds and you're jumping or dancing, and it's just you go into a room and the hundreds of people are like dancing up against a wall or just all jumping. There has to be something that you're doing that's actually fun to do with this stuff, and you can't just go and then just be happy doing random dumb jumps or something like that.
Also,
over and-
what happens to your stuff like in a Grand Theft Auto game? Let's say you tokenize things within it. What happens to your cool items and house when the new game comes out?
So, good question. Last Grand Theft Autos lasted a decade.
Oh.
So, ideally, it's so long that later on you don't care, and maybe down the road you care. It's just like a trophy for you. The fact that you still keep it, in a decentralized way. Like maybe the game is dead, but you still have it in your wallet. And things will have value for different reasons decades down the road. But we also saw with Counter-Strike. We had Counter-Strike Go, which was one of the most popular games for like 20 years. And Counter-Strike 2 just came out. I think it was just this year. And they brought over the skins. So Grand Theft Auto 7 comes out or whatever, and hopefully this stuff carries forward. Hopefully this is the start of something much newer.
Yeah.
It didn't used to exist in games, but it carries forward would be cool.
It has to be created with Web3 in mind, I think, Henry. I think that if you're smart, you say, oh, instead of Grand Theft Auto being 7 years old, if we have wallets and we're able to like transport stuff out, maybe it can be every 2 years. It might gain more, get more money that way business wise. So that would be kind of cool too. And then having a wallet, being able to import your NFTs to different games and different things. If they do it well, it would be a really cool, exciting thing to happen. Right. But if you don't do it well, maybe it's not as exciting and not as cool. So I don't know.
All the things we dreamed of too, like your assets that work cross games, that's coming too. Like the Epic guys, the Epic Studios, Epic Games, whatever. They talk about that stuff that is in Fortnite that's then in, the next game and the next game, and you've got assets that work across all that. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
I think
Or
that's
even
a
like
big part of this.
token gated parts of the game, which would be like if you have a certain level of gun, then you can compete against all the other people that have a certain level of gun. And I think that would be a real value driver for some NFTs to be able to do that sort of thing. That'd be really cool.
I'd love to see this is out there, but picture like Eve Online, right? We've talked about that where they've got these big battles that, millions of dollars in properties lost or stolen. Grand Theft Auto, you own your home, but if you can have this coordinated attack on somebody's home and literally like steal the house out from under them, basically, like you get the NFT, the deed to their home, and there's just cool shit that could happen down the road. I don't know if that ever happens, but
Yeah.
that's like fantasy in my head would be cool. I want to rob people, basically.
But I'm glad to see that it's possible to incorporate some NFTs in a game that doesn't look like shit. That's really good to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. For fucking real. Another big story today. At least a big announcement. I don't know if we know the whole story yet, but Coinbase is an official partner of the Warriors.
Oh.
And
I wonder
they said something like, yes, we're bringing the Warriors on chain, but what does that mean? Is that like merch and tickets and stuff you sell
tickets.
is
Could be the
tokenized?
Arena. What's the Arena name? Maybe it could just be like Coinbase Arena or something like that.
But I bet you there's going to be some merch that's got RWAs, you know what I mean, that's backed by an NFT. I bet you that's where they're going with it. Again, I think ticket sales accepting, stable coin makes a lot of sense. Just kind of weaving the Web3 stuff all throughout the Warriors ecosystem. Really cool, potentially.
No, I'm into it. I dig it.
It's happening, dude. It's like, again, it's not what people are expecting. It's not as splashy, but slowly, actually kind of fast, this stuff's getting woven all throughout like fucking everything.
Yeah. And it's San Francisco, so that's known for being a hub of like new technological stuff. So that's really, I think that's an encouraging thing. Hopefully they do well.
Yeah. All right, we'll wrap here. I'm gonna show real quick. Gizmo got listed on, is it Mexi, the exchange? Dude got to a $34 million market cap.
What's it at now?
It's a little pump. It's down a little now, 27 mil. But looking pretty good. Meme's getting stronger. I'm noticing more action, more like engagement on the tweets from the Gizmo account and stuff too. I like it. I like Gizmo.
Nice.
Anything else going on out there you guys have seen? Doodle's got another pack sale of some sort.
Oh, really? Oh, so what about the last pack? Would you encourage someone to do that, or was that a fail?
They sold out really fast. 1,000 packs, 0.06 ETH.
How was your happiness level of like buying the pack? Was it worth it?
I didn't get any. A little, like for me, a little too expensive, 0.06. But you were paying 0.06 for the chance at landing that Skelly Doodle, which is worth like 30 ETH.
Yeah.
So all in all, I like it. It works. It shows their holders like it too, and they brought in 60 ETH from it. So
good for you.
Yeah, I think Doodles keep stumbling on ways to make money, and yeah. So here you go, Terror Trunks. This is wearables. 0.003, 0.004 ETH. I don't know how many packs here, but if they could just every month or so roll out packs and bring in $100,000, like pretty interesting.
Yeah. Did you guys see Thread Guy's? I don't know if his new interview came out.
It's fucking awesome.
Is it all? Did you watch the whole thing?
Half through. It's 2 hours. I'm an hour in. It's his best interview.
Really?
Best interview.
Well, it's crypto-y, so that he is, you know what I mean? I would say that it looks like it's filmed in like a Transylvanian orgy dungeon or something like that. It's fucking creepy.
I think he's in Belgium or something, and he just like he comes across as a very nice, thoughtful guy. I think the questions were more like, again, more thoughtful. It wasn't degen. It wasn't like crypto bros broing out. It was like there was more meat to it, and it was like a real conversation, like with adults. It was very, to me, it was different than his other interviews.
It was the wife of what someone thought was Satoshi Nakamoto. Is that
Len Sassaman's wife?
And so it was interesting. Huh? I didn't watch it, but he's able to flush out an interesting conversation.
Yep. Holds his own, sounds knowledgeable. Again, really nice to her. She liked the conversation. You could tell, like it was just a good vibe. Again, an hour in, good vibe throughout. I'm like, I'm like looking forward to hearing the rest. I think it was his best interview.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, I was impressed. I think he showed growth here.
Yeah, is she into MAGA now or what? Like it seems like everything that he was doing lately was kind of MAGA. But
I didn't hear anything there. The thing that stood out to me that I thought was really, actually, I'll play it here real quick. We'll play a couple seconds. But I thought it was pretty fucking cool.
So you feel like basically meme coins being created of your family pets has sort of like re-inspired a little bit of confidence into like the crypto mission.
It has, because I'm seeing more decentralization. Like I'm seeing the return to decentralization that was, I think, what was the most inspiring thing to people about the original Bitcoin.
That was mostly it. The core point. Meme coins reminder of Bitcoin.
Yeah,
just as in decentralized. Everybody just doing what the fuck ever because that's how it works.
Hudah, remember we were talking yesterday about Murad and you wanting to go a little bit deeper on some of the questions.
Yeah.
Like this is the perfect example of like he asked a question and she answered it in a really interesting way that I thought makes you're drawn into the conversation more. So that's great and good on Thread Guy. I give him shit a lot, but yeah, he if he did a good job with this, that's really good, and it shows that he has sounds so lame, but like it does seem as if he's a good dude and that he is knowledgeable about the scene. So this seems like it would be in his wheelhouse. So I'm glad to hear that it was interesting.
Yeah, if you catch part, I'm curious what you think.
Yeah, I'll try to listen to it.
Yeah,
his hair is driving me nuts, but yeah, I'll listen to it.
He's due for a trim,
Yeah, he is.
Definitely that. Any final words, Henry?
No.
Good
All
shit.
right. Good stuff.
Well, fam, hope you have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you in the morning. Yeah, we'll fucking see you.
We're the non-fungible idiots, don't you know? Banging our heads to the rhythm of the code. We don't care about dollars or the shiny blade. We're just falling to zero. It's our everyday. Round tripping positions, that's how we roll. We won't make a dollar, we'll celebrate. We're the zero holders, our anthem we sing. Zero holders, our anthem we sing. Zero holders, we're the kings of the sea. The non-fungible idiots who live in the tree. We're all on the zero, it's our way to be. In the world of NFTs, we're wild and free.
I totally fucking forgot. I totally fucking forgot.
The channeling of Bashar.
Can we do it? You got 2 minutes?
Yeah.
All right. There's alien hearings next month, by the way. It might be spicy. Hang on. Where's our fucking audio? Hang on.
Such an incredible journey, and I want to thank you so much for letting me into your life.
Oh, my pleasure.
Daryl, and getting to know you. It's been a rabbit hole already, and now
He's an alien.
I'm about
He's
to
an
have
alien.
an interview with an extraterrestrial.
Like
Which
channels
is
one.
occasion. So I just want to say thank you before we get started.
My pleasure.
You'll never know how much this means to me.
Oh, I appreciate the opportunity to allow him to share his message. So,
Thank you.
shall I let him come through?
Yes. Yes.
Give me just a minute. And then
I'll say goodbye.
see you
See you
later.
on the flip.
Yes. All right.
I'd like to say good day to you this day of your time. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are you, Bashar?
Perfect, thank you. Please, by all means, you may proceed however you wish, but allow us to thank you for the co-creation of this opportunity to exchange ideas and information with you.
Pretty fucking legit, bruh. Pretty fucking legit. When is that interview coming? Because we're about to hear from an alien.
Clearly real. Obviously real.
Felt real.
Yeah. Did you see how his
I got
voice got faster when he was the alien?
Yeah. Yeah. Henry, you got a boogie.
Henry, you gotta go.
Yeah. Love you guys. Yeah.
I love you, man.
You have to go. I gotta tell you something real quick.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta go.
I mean, I'll wait.
You can wait.
Oh, I'll wait.
I wanted to say something to you real quick. Do you have time?
Yes.
Hold on, let me channel this.
What the fuck are we doing?
Hold on. It takes a second. I need to ask you a question. I'm here. I need to ask you a question.
I'm ready to receive the information, Joe.
Hold on though. You have to go?
Are you fucking with me?
No, I wanted to ask you something. I'm sorry. That happened. So I fell into.
I mean, I have to call a customer, but it's not like I can. If you have a question, I'm here.
Yes, I had a question. I'm so sorry. No, I wanted to ask you something, and then obviously that I had to do that bit.
Yeah,
because that bit was funny. So let me just prepare myself.
What the fuck? All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I was joking. Let me ask you another question. How much time do you have?
Fuck you. Dude.
No, because you had another question. You had a question that you wanted to ask Hudah. I wanted to remind you the question that you wanted to ask Hudah.
This was the question, was about Bashar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. You got to go now?
No, Joe. Did you have something you got to talk about?
Do you want to talk politics more? No. No, I was just kidding. But if you have to go, go. Hey, Hudah?
Yeah.
Wait.
See.
One second. Hold on. Have you heard of Pac Moon recently?
That's what you kept us around for, was Pac Moon. Are you still a validator there?
Hold on. Let me channel my validating. I want to channel my validation.
Still Pac Moon validating.
I have to go. Fuck you guys.
Hold on. It's not showing
When he,
anywhere.